Start with God. It is an absolute honor to stand before you today and speak on a topic that is the very foundation of my life. Start with God. I don't know what brought you here today. Maybe you're looking for answers. Maybe you are seeking hope. Maybe you are feeling lost and uncertain about the next step. I want to tell you something from my heart. No matter who you are, where you come from, or what you've been through, if you start with God, everything changes. Many people look at me and see a man without arms and legs. They wonder how I can live with so much joy, confidence, and purpose. But let me tell you something. My story is not about what I don't have, it's about what I do have. And what I have is God. He is my beginning, my foundation, my rock, and my reason to wake up every morning with a smile. The power of starting with God. Life is full of struggles. And I know that firsthand. When I was a child, I struggled with the pain of feeling different. I asked God, why me? Why did you make me this way? I felt hopeless, and I even considered giving up. But God was there. Even when I couldn't see Him, He saw me. Even when I didn't feel Him, He carried me. Even when I thought my life had no meaning, He had a plan. So often, we try to find our purpose in things that don't last. We chase after money, success, relationships, or popularity, thinking that they will complete us. But let me tell you something, if you don't start with God, nothing else will satisfy you. True peace, real joy, and a life filled with meaning begin only when you put God first. Your life has a purpose. I want you to understand something today. You were created for a purpose. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are a masterpiece, handcrafted by the Creator of the universe. And no matter how many times you failed, no matter how broken you feel, no matter what people have said about you, God's plan for you is greater than any obstacle in your way. When I was 10 years old, I thought my life had no purpose. I couldn't see beyond my limitations. But when I surrendered my life to God, He showed me that He could use me, just the way I am, to inspire millions of people around the world. If God can use a man without arms and legs to be His hands and feet, then what can He do through you? You may be going through a tough season right now. You may be struggling with disappointment, fear, or doubt. But I want you to remember this. God never makes a mistake. Every challenge you face is an opportunity for Him to show His power in your life. He can turn your pain into a testimony, your weakness into strength, and your brokenness into something beautiful. Trusting God through the storm. Starting with God doesn't mean life will always be easy. It doesn't mean you won't face struggles, pain, or hardship. But it does mean you won't have to face them alone. God is with you in the storm. He is with you in the valley. And He's with you right now, even if you feel like you're drowning. When I was a teenager, I struggled with deep depression. I wondered if my life would ever get better. But it was in those moments of despair that I turned to God. I learned that He was my strength when I had none, my hope when I felt lost, and my refuge when I was afraid. And the more I trusted Him, the more I saw His power at work in my life. You might not understand why you're going through what you're going through. You might feel like giving up. But let me tell you something, don't quit. Your breakthrough is coming. Your miracle is on the way. And if you hold on to God, He will lead you to something greater than you could ever imagine. Faith over fear is one of the biggest obstacles that keep us from living the life God has for you. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But listen to me. Faith is greater than fear. When Peter stepped out of the boat to walk on water, he was fine as long as he kept his eyes on Jesus. But the moment he looked at the storm, he began to sink. That's what happens when we take eyes off God. We start to sink in doubt and worry and fear. But when we fix our eyes on Jesus, He gives us the strength to walk on water, even in the middle of the storm. I don't know what your storm is today, but I do know this: God is greater than your storm. He is greater than your fears. And when you choose faith over fear, nothing can stop you from fulfilling the destiny He has for you. A new beginning starts today. Maybe you've been running from God. Maybe you've been trying to do life on your own. Maybe you feel empty, tired, and broken. Today, I want to invite you to make a decision that will change everything. Start with God. Don't wait until you have everything figured out. Don't wait until you feel good enough. God is ready to meet you right where you are. All He wants is your heart, your trust, and your willingness to follow Him.